Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to take a break from Sylvanas today because I want to play some Abathur. He was the last specialist that we needed to finish off our specialist showcase. And he also received some pretty cool changes. I'm going to be focusing on a split push build. I do think Abathur is the best character in the game for split pushing, and hopefully I can show you why. Before we get into that though, I just want to say that this is my 4th day without Monster. And considering I drank 2 a day for the past 6 months, basically, I'm going through some serious caffeine withdrawals in my head as it feels like it's about to explode. But I'm staying strong, I'm powering through it, and I'm trying to keep myself occupied. So that's why we're recording today. More importantly, tomorrow, the 29th, assuming this video is posted on the 28th, is motherfucking Pallytime's Life Appreciation Day. Now, at first glance, you may think that that sounds pretty selfish and focused on me, but it's actually quite the opposite. I just started the holiday. 4 years ago on that day, I did have brain surgery, easily the scariest thing I've ever done before, and I didn't die. And, you know, I woke up in the hospital the next day, and I was surrounded by my family and loved ones, and they were there for me through everything. So I always encourage everyone to spend time with your family on March 29th. Just appreciate the people around you, but most importantly, eat the best food known to man, which obviously is tacos. So this is a little sentimental. This is a weird intro, but we're going to jump into the gameplay now. I have a split push build, and it's pretty damn good. Hopefully I can show you guys the light in today's video. I hope you enjoy it.
Logical decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple. Hi everybody, I'm gonna be focusing on split pushing. I hope that's okay. I like to inform people when I'm gonna be split pushing so they're not surprised. I don't want people to be like, why isn't Abathur doing things? Trust me, I'm still gonna be doing things, but I like to make everyone aware of my intention. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. We are going to be picking up regenerative microbes at level 1. This is going to allow our carapace to heal targets over time. Now, I have done a variation of this build in the past, but it is a bit different now because of the ultimate changes to Abathur that we've seen recently. Okay, so the friendly team, Kerrigan, Abathur, Anubarak, Lili, Nazeebo. The enemy team, Anubarak, Muradin, Tyrande, Raynor, and the Lost Vikings. The Lost Vikings could potentially make this build a little problematic. But we'll see. It depends how they're playing. Right now they're all clumped up, which isn't a bad thing. But if they were to start split pushing, that could potentially it could cause us some problems. Now, the last time I did this build, we were going up against, and I'm not even kidding, a Nova, a Zeratul, an Azmodan, and a Murky. Literally, the characters that make Abathur's life the most difficult is what we were going up against. I'm just going to go ahead and babysit our Nazeebo here. My Carapace, which is my E ability, is going to be healing him over time. If you don't know anything about Abathur, he usually does not get into combat directly. Instead, what he does is he uses these top hats, which is this bunny right here. Oh, the frame drop speed 1 thing. The temples are spawning. He casts all of his spells from the top hat. I also have these mines that I can lay down that you're going to see me using a decent amount, hopefully. But the symbiote is his main form of helping, his main means of helping. And to do that, you pick an allied hero, you press Q on him, and then you can cast Stab, which is a long-ranged attack, your Spike Burst, which is your W, which is an AoE around the character, and then what we're going to be using a lot, the Carapace, which will heal them over time. The Vikings are starting to spread out, which is good. That's what they should be doing. I was hoping Kerrigan would continue to chase after the Tyrande there, but that was not the case. I'm going to burrow on down to the bottom lane. That is my mount ability. I do not have a mount. I can just burrow around. Going to continue to heal our Azmodan up there and focus on pushing down this bottom lane, which already has a pretty strong minion presence in it. Oh, what's his name? Eric. Eric does not have very many AoEs, especially at this level. The Vikings can get an AoE, but it's through talents. So he shouldn't be able to do much against this at all. It looks like we traded temples. The enemy team got middle and we got top. That's totally fine. And we should be pushing into the towers right about now. Let's punish Eric a little bit for his mispositioning. At the next level range, we are going to get increased carapace duration and persists after symbiote. What does that mean? That means that if we see our Nazebo player here, we can give him the shield and then piece the fuck out, and he's still going to be healing over time. It's not a huge heal, but trust me, over the duration of this talent, over the duration of this shield, he is going to be healed for quite a bit. Middle getting pushed down heavily. I'm going to try to give it to symbiote to zone them out a little bit, but they are out of my range. We are going to need some assistance over here from the friendly team. Hopefully they'll come back and start to help. Now the split pushing power of this build does start to come into play around level 7, so we are approaching that I think it's free Kerrigan week. We are approaching level 7 diligently, but a little bit slower than the enemy team. The reason why I say I think it's free Kerrigan week is I've seen a lot of Kerrigans recently, and a lot of them don't seem to know what the Kerrigan combo is, and it makes me real sad. We are 1 level behind the enemy team. Most likely the reason for that is the Vikings that they have. The Viking player is splitting these guys up, going into every lane and just soaking XP, well, the lanes that it's needed in. The enemy team still being pretty diligent about pushing middle. The next temple will be bottom. I'm going to mine up bottom some more, just in case the team is coming from that direction. Once we hit level 7, the shields that I've been giving to one thing at a time will now be spread to all mercenaries or minions in the area. So essentially, it doesn't reflect in your numbers very well for Abathur, but what it does allow you to do is push lanes greatly, and I mean greatly. You don't really see that in his siege damage, you don't really see that in his healing, but you can definitely tell that just by looking at the map. These blue waves of mobs will start to stack up quite a bit. The enemy team first on the scene, down at the bottom temple, Lily starting to glide in there. So this is what we could do. We could just go up top, give him a shield, and now this is going to be reinforced for like the next 30 seconds, and we don't need to worry about it, and they'll start pushing into the enemy team. Going to go ahead and top hat Nazebo here as he is a little bit out of position, but the team now together should be pushing into this pretty confidently, I hope. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to zone them. The enemy team, all really, really low health, but they are all also very close together. Hopefully we can get in here and make something happen. Our Nubarak did go very deep there and does die. It is for sure a Nubarak free week. Also, he just had his price reduced, so a lot of people are playing him for the first time, and he's a very, very difficult character. We do push back the majority of the red team, but it's not going to be enough. See, I can come up here, just shield these guys, and this Viking isn't going to be able to do anything about this. We might actually kill the Viking here if he doesn't react soon enough. Almost. And this wave will just continue to push as long as we keep shielding it. Remember, those shields are going to be healing those mobs as well. I'm a little bit out of position, so let's just fall back a tiny bit. We don't need to fall back a lot. And you can just see the power of this top push almost fully killing this fort up here. I think this had a little help from this temple, but you could just see this minion wave starting to stack up. Our split pushing capabilities will once again excel, or begin to excel more, at level 10 when we get our heroic ability. Gonna go ahead and reinforce the middle lane here as well. That's a good thing about this. If you are not a veteran Abathur player, when you put a symbiote on something and you press E, it has a 12-second cooldown. So if you want to spread a lot of shields, the fastest way to do that, he's dead. Fastest way to do that is to just drop the symbiote and then shield something else, because then it only has like a 4-second cooldown. So tips and tricks from an Abathur player. There you go. Looks like Raider is pushing down the bottom lane. We're just going to back it up a little bit. Reinforce the middle lane with some shields. I think we're totally safe here. Not too worried about it. I'm going to mine up the bottom lane just a little bit. We do not know where the next temples will spawn. The first two are set in stone. The others are not. We are not getting XP from middle, so I'll head up here. Not that I really need to be up here, but having my Locust definitely will help out. Kerrigan landing the Kerrigan combo on the Vikings. Now she has to run away, though. Let's go ahead, give her the shield. This will start to heal her over time, and she's going to get right out of there. Fantastic. The temples are spawning middle and bottom. We have a decent presence down in the bottom lane. So I'm hoping that we secure this. Even shielding this mercenary right here is going to allow him to push substantially more than he would be able to otherwise. Our Nazebo is going to be taken out here. We need everyone to rally here. No one even moving towards this on the friendly team. They're all sitting up top. We are 2 levels behind the enemy team. I'm going to be picking the Evolve talent. Here we go on Kerrigan, trying to heal her up as she is pursuing. She's doing something. She's trying to pursue Jim Raynor. It looks like she's going to do that just fine, but she is standing in the Hyperion range. Now, Muradin coming after her, missing his stun. She should easily turn on this guy and kill him. There she goes. There she goes. Oh, just missing the combo by a little bit. The reason she missed that combo was because she did not get the increased range on her E. It's a very veteran Kerrigan player. That's pretty easy to notice. Oh, and someone does not do that. I'm gonna... Let's do middle. I'm going to evolve my little buddy in here. The great thing about this guy now is he is going to persist until he dies. So, that's why we took all of these shielding talents earlier, because we can come in here, we can boost up the minion wave he's in, and then we can start to heal him as well, and he'll continue to push. If we put the symbiote directly on this mob, we can begin to micro him. So you can see Jim Raynor doing a little bit of damage to our buddy here, so we could just put the shield on him and start to walk away. We can lead Raynor into our friendly team, and now Nubarak engaging on Raynor because of his positioning. It is so strong. It is so strong. And the fact that I could just come up here, let's ping for assistance. Our Lili is not with us. This is a pretty substantial team fight. I can move this guy up to the top lane just by putting a top hat on him and setting him up here, which top lane is abandoned by both teams now, so we can just give ourselves a shield, drop the top hat, and he'll push to his heart's content. It's really, really, really strong. I've played 2 games with this particular build now, and I've won both of them. This game looking like it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Let's go ahead, re-top hat this guy, re-shield this entire minion wave, and that is going to be pushing into the top fort, and it will likely kill it if they do not contest it. Here we go, giving this symbiote to our Lili player here as they are pushing into this mercenary camp that was just taken by the enemy team. I'm going to call them to retreat. We just got the fort up in the top lane, but this mercenary camp is going to kind of impede on this push just a little bit because they won't be getting reinforcements, but we could probably take down this line as well. And again, the enemy team's so distracted by all of this that they haven't even noticed what's going on up in the top lane. This is why I think Abathur is one of the best split pushers in the game, because he can do all of this from relative safety. He doesn't have to be super overexposed and extended to make plays like this happen. So, our little buddy's taking a little bit too much damage, so we can reposition him. Let's send him over to the middle lane now. This huge team fight is happening. Raynor now on the chase, looking like he wants to kill my little evolution buddy, but with the healing of the Carapace, we can actually make this chase last a little while. Now, Raynor does get a movement speed buff, so he can probably keep up with this, but he is going to be taking some damage in the process as well. Was not able to shield him one more time, but we can shield this entire minion wave. I'm going to wait for this second minion wave to come in, and here we go. They all have shields, and Jim Raynor now greatly overextended. Hopefully the friendly team could come in here and do some damage. Waiting on the Kerrigan combo. It does not happen, probably because her mana is a little bit too low. Now, the cooldown on our Evolved Monstrosity does not start to tick down until the monstrosity dies, and you can see here I'm just reinforcing this minion wave with these shields, and we're going to be able to take down this tower no problem. Jim Raynor is positioning to try to block my stab damage, but it was not enough, and we are going to get that just fine. The friendly team now down here in the bottom lane, they are going for this temple. A fantastic zombie wall is going to catch the enemy in Nubarak, and he is going to be taken down. The red team now pushing in here. I believe in a thing called the blue team, and I hope that they can win this. Not a lot of damage going out on the enemy team here. It's looking like it's mostly from myself, as Nazebo is being pushed out of here, and Kerrigan, with no health and no mana, is not going to be of much use. I'm sticking on Lili, though, because I thought Lili was going to stand on this point. Yes, she is. Okay. Well, we got some of this stuff shooting. We're not done yet, though. I mean, we can still push him back. This is Lili, after all. She just needs to have faith. Okay. Okay. I don't think that was a lack of faith. Just saying. We'll go ahead and reinforce top, and then come in here with another Evolved Monstrosity and have him pushing down that lane. I suppose I can shield this to give it a little bit more health. It'll take like one more shot to kill now. We can do that every few seconds. The enemy Tyrande repositioning up in the top lane to try to kill my pet. Girl, that's rude. Why you gonna be so rude? Let's go ahead and try to reposition. Now, they can see this guy on the map, so it is relatively easy for them to respond to this. But the beautiful thing about this particular ability is while they're off doing stuff, you could just spawn this in and it'll start to push pretty aggressively. We didn't get too much out of this guy, but hey, that's okay. You can't win them all. We're going to pick up Locust Brood, and I'm going to have to reposition. We are definitely losing on map presence, or at least that's the feeling I've been getting throughout the course of this particular game. Go ahead, reinforce middle. Let's get some Locusts just spawning in here, and then in 45 seconds I can do a little bit more of an aggressive Locust position. Looked like the friendly team was bitching at Kerrigan a little bit. Kerrigan, definitely a new player. Let's look at her talents. Yeah, they are, they're a little weird. They're a little weird. That's okay, though. You gotta start somewhere. Let's go ahead, reinforce top lane because there's a mercenary push incoming. The friendly team down here in the bottom lane is being contested by the enemy team. Let's go ahead, top hat Azmodan here. This will give him actually a little bit more survivability, but the Hunter's Mark from Tyrande definitely overpowers what little shielding I can give him. But you can see just from us casting shields on the middle lane here and there, just a little bit, these guys are able to push into the tier 2 structures of the enemy team. Now we can burrow in here, spawn in some locusts, and let's try to hide here and keep this going. The enemy Muradin now noticing this push. This is the great thing about playing Abathur this way, with just the split push mentality. You get like psychological warfare against the enemy team. They really have to focus on countering you, or you're going to completely decimate all of their structures. Okay, we need to do something here. We need to do something here. They're all focusing the gate. I need to wait for a minion wave. We could shield this tower here really quick. Once a minion wave comes in, we can make one of them a monstrosity and start to push back this mercenary camp just a little bit. The enemy team is holding both middle and top temples while I'm trying to hold down the base here, which is unfortunate, but we're pushing this back. This is such a hard map to bounce back on once you get behind, and we've been behind the whole time. We've been behind the whole time. Okay, so top is going decently well. Looks like they're going to be fine. I'm going to reinforce this minion wave so that they can push into this mercenary camp, because that's pretty important. We should be able to do that no problem. Let's go ahead and mine them up as well, just for a little bit more effectiveness. The monstrosity is still pushing. Let's go ahead and shield him because we are going to need to reposition here a little bit. I did block a stun that would have interrupted Lili's ultimate from the Muradin with this monstrosity just from microing him around a little bit. It looks like the team is going to die here though. So let's go. Let's bring this guy down to the middle lane and have him start pushing there. We can heal him up with the Carapace while he's going. If we look at siege damage done, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. It could be better for sure. All right, Kerrigan. All right, Kerrigan. Oh, I was believing in you, girl. I was believing in you. All right, let's teleport middle. We'll spawn some locusts. And then we'll hide out right here. Keep this pushing. The enemy team looks like they're getting the mercenary camp right by our base. Okay, I'm gonna move out of here. Kerrigan's okay, back in the spawn. Let's switch in here and kill this Muradin if he decides to take this even longer. I mean, we have so much damage from this minion wave. It's hard for one character to just try and deal with it, at least at this point in the game. So this is going to keep pushing. This is going to do great. It'll push right into the structures, and Muradin back with the sippy cup and his passive healing. Still taking a ton of damage from this. If he's not careful, I am going to kill him. I'm definitely going to kill him. All right, we'll just reposition this guy now that the enemy team is starting to show up a little bit. What are you doing, Tyrande? Are you going that way now? Let me go this. Oh, she gave up. Good. Good, she gave up. Hello. I'm just going to keep pushing this. I hope you don't mind. You probably do. Look at this. Look at this distraction tactics. My friendly team should be capitalizing on this. They should be going for a temple right now. All right, let's shield. I believe. I believe. We're just distracting. That's all we're doing. Okay, fantastic. Good job. Our new Brack has been caught by the enemy team in middle, and he's going to swiftly disengage. We should... Let's spawn another Locust Swarm. Let's get this lane pushing in the right direction again, which it will be. And then I'll try to help out up top. We just hit level 10. I'm going to get Symbiote on 2 targets, which should allow my healing and shields to be much more effective, but the friendly team, once again, is going to be completely decimated as our Nazebo player is down here, not really doing much of anything. Now Lily is going to make food, so that's great. Fantastic. It's looking like this is going to be a loss, guys, but I hope you see just how strong this build can be, because it's seriously fun. It's seriously fun. Now, are you going to win tournaments with this build? Probably not. But am I winning? Am I like competing in tournaments? No. I'm having fun split pushing on Abathur. And that's the most important thing. Looks like we are going to start to push into the... Oh, let me heal these guys up. Come on. Come on, little guys. You got it. Fantastic. Let's teleport down here. Let's give them some love. Oh, too late. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's the build. It focuses on split pushing with the monstrosity that has been changed to not die ever. Well, to last until it dies. The upgrade for the monstrosity, I'll show you guys that really quick. The upgrade for the monstrosity... Oh, just to pique my interest here. Oh, you can't see their levels anymore? I wanted to see what level our Kerrigan was. Talents. So the level 20 upgrade for the monstrosity still says that it increases the duration by 50%, so that's a little bit of a typo. So the only thing you're really getting from the evolution complete talent is the fact that your guy can tunnel, which is good. Don't get me wrong, that's a good talent. But because we're picking all of these healing things in the early game for these shields, we can just give 2 top hats to our friendly players when they're in the middle of team fights and start to heal them up and cast our abilities from them at the same time. I could have been a little bit more proactive with my split pushing. One thing you could do on Abathur is I could show you really quick at a try match, actually. It'll probably be easier than explaining it. So let me do that. One thing you could do on Abathur that's really, really strong is actually just teleporting behind the enemy line and then laying down those ranged locusts. So it's gonna, this is a loading screen. This is what loading screens look like. Isn't that cool? I always cut these out. Normally the loading screens have the map you're on, like, featured on it. Let's go ahead. Level up, level up, level up. So what I'm talking about is you would get in position. So we would just need to be close enough to the enemy base to do this, which this is more than adequate. I'm trying to get to level 20 for some reason. Okay, let's just pick talents at random. Since we're focusing on Locust, let's go with that. Ranged attack on Locust and then spawn a group of Locusts. Those are the most important things. We'll do a Locust nest too, just to be a little cheeky. So what you do, this is obviously the enemy's fort. You would want to put your mine back here. This is out of fort range. And then once this goes up, you burrow to it with your mount ability. Hello, we're in the base, and then you just spawn some Locusts. Okay, so my positioning was a little off here, because I actually didn't realize how cramped this spot was. But you can see just how strong this is at level 20. I could have been doing a lot more of this. It's one of those instances where you're doing so much stuff on Abathur that it's really hard to deal with. Like when you're talking about it and you're trying to play it at the same time. It's hard to do. It's definitely hard to do. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure hit the thumbs up button below. If you're new to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. And most importantly, spend time with your family tomorrow and appreciate them. Could I just... This is going to be amusing to me. Yes. Yes.